what's going on, Archons? It's time for another Boulevard Paper Fight sealed deck evaluation. So let's get right into it and see what's in store here. All right, just going to put my sticker on here. Alright, so we're just going to put the Archon right there. Give it a flip. So the No Drone, archive a card, and you may purge an archive card. Cool. Alright, so let's count the Ember right quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's not really low. Straight up Ember, which is unfortunate, but I mean it does have 22 creatures, so that means you're going to be having a strong board presence and you can start controlling things. So let's just take a look at the creature count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 22. And there are a lot of big bodies in here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 creatures that have over 5 or more power, which is amazing. I mean, you got some stun hate here. You got the ability to recur some creatures here. Direct damage when it comes into play. Again, stunning creatures. The ability to use the reap effect of another creature. And then the Briggs combo here, of course, which is never a sad thing to see. And, I mean, this deck looks like it has a lot of tricks. Like, I feel like you're going to be able to go through it. And this is the one time when I wouldn't probably be too mad at having a flex in a deck like this. You could even, if you know your deck really well, you could even basically go sound the horns into a creature. Like, if you're missing your Groggins or your Lollop so far and you know your creatures quite well, you can just basically go down and go through your deck faster and get that, which is not a bad thing. And then Into the Fray is obviously really cool. I mean, you got a Grok, you got Groggins. Just start taking out some of those creatures on the flank. And then you got the 1-2 punch as well, which is pretty cool. Never a bad thing to stun stuff. Yeah, this deck seems really interesting, and I mean, this card is going to put in work. There's so many Mars cards. I mean, there is 10 Mars creatures in here. So, I mean, that's going to be just fantastic. And you got a lot of armor on the Mars, which is great. And then let's just look at the logos here, because the logos, I think, is kind of the odd house out, because everything else is just build the board and just start pounding one way or another, whether it's pounding in the reaps or pounding in the opponent's board and clearing it up. The one card here, the standardized testing, I could see really backfiring with the board that you can build. So this is most likely going to be a dead card unless you can somehow play around it early. I see this definitely being the one card that gets discarded. 2 Babbles are never a bad thing, getting some more drawing. Hexbion, I mean, there's 6 creatures here, so that's going to be, sorry, not Hexbion. Stutterkin with 6 creatures is great. Hexbion, getting to archive a card is always fantastic. Getting to see what you need with Igor is always great. That way maybe you can find the flex if you got that big Brobnar board. And then as well, the Relentless Assault could be really nice when you have things like Zorg and the Dominator, which are entering stun to remove their stun abilities 1 turn later. That's kind of fun. What else is in here that I'm liking a lot? So First Blood is really cool. So that is amazing. I mean, especially if you have that many friendly Brobnar creatures. 6 is nothing to laugh at, so, and the ability to go into the fray and get some more. So I see that being very, very beneficial. So I'm really liking this deck right now. I think it would be a really fun deck to play in sealed. I think you'd be able to just, and yeah, Mother Gun as well. This is going to be probably pretty helpful with this many Mars creature cards that you can basically hold and play and whatnot. This would be a great deck to have a Key Abduction in, that's for certain. Yeah, so, I mean, I like this card, Play Archive a Card. This would probably be a prime target for me to be using the Vizima Think Drones. What other cards that have a good playability? I mean, again, Zizix, another one that I would be using with it. Igor, again, would be great. Then you also have, what's the other play one? You could be doing it to Gengar even if you want. Bramo. Like, there's just so much synergy I feel with in between houses and different things like that. Like, this deck, I think, would be an absolute blast to jam in a sealed format. I would not be disappointed playing this, and I would just start doing beatdowns with it. I think it would be a lot of fun. Let's look at the Ember Control, though, because this is where I see things maybe going off the rails a little bit. So these technically count as an Ember Control, so we got 2. That's not really Ember Control. Yeah, this is the flaw of this deck. There is almost 0 Ember Control. That's where it lies. So there's essentially 3 cards that can do Ember Control, and 2 of them are basically just slowing down your opponent from reaping to get ahead on Ember. You really only have Grok to deal with that. So that's where this deck is going to fall short. I mean, it's going to be fun to play, I think, regardless, because of the fact that you have all these things that can go. So I'm thinking you kind of want to just go fast and go hard, and then even get yourself ahead. If they're about to forge a key, you basically Binite Rupture and Interdimensional Graph to get yourself ahead and hope they don't have it too much to protect. So you're going to have to be really skillfully playing that Binite Rupture with the Interdimensional Graft, and you may even be needing to play that Binite Rupture just to get yourself like ahead fast, because I think this deck you're going to go fast and get there first, because you're not going to put them off. You cannot rely on this deck being able to put you in a position where you're taking them off a key. It's just not going to happen. So you need to get on those keys faster. So you need to start swinging for the fences right away and then get there. So as fun as this deck is to play, I think that in a tournament you are going to live and die by the speed of your ability to play, and then your opponent's ability to take you off keys or delay you with miasmas and things like that. So this deck, I think, could potentially be like a 2-2 deck in a sealed format, especially in the early game if you can figure out what's going on. So this is definitely not one of the top tier sealed decks, but I think you would have a lot of fun playing it, and that always counts. Thanks for tuning in to another deck evaluation. If you like this video, please subscribe and check out some of my other deck evaluation videos and some of my gameplay if you like the way I view this KeyForge game. So thanks for tuning in, and may your Ember never be stolen and you forge your keys promptly. Have a good one, everyone.